Hello out there, and we are live with a couple knives that we're going to talk about tonight, and taking a break from following any of the junk that's going on with the election. I've been trying to avoid the results because just following along with it just doesn't make any sense. So hopefully a few of you will join. And hey, what's up, man? First person on. Good to see you. Yeah, I was just saying it's good to get away from the election mumbo jumbo, all the stuff that is just constantly getting thrown at me, at least on like Instagram, everywhere I am. It's vote this, vote that, and it's been that way all day. So I want to talk some knives. I wanted to do this yesterday, actually. I wanted to go live and talk about this new SOG that I picked up. I was going to do an unboxing yesterday. Mailman didn't come, so hey John, what's going on, man? Um, yeah, so it came today. Have a new SOG that I want to talk about, and that I'll give you a, first look at. Even though my buddy Blade Banter did a review on this one the other day, this is a first new SOG for me for a while. So yeah, pretty excited to check it out. But yeah, otherwise, what's been going on? Everybody doing good? Hey, good evening. Um, yeah, this is my the first real live stream that I've had that wasn't just a test and wasn't just for a couple of minutes. So, the plan today, I did a little poll on the channel actually. What's up, buddy? Hey, Ray's in here, a little celebrity. Don't eat any chips today, buddy. Um, yeah, I did a poll. I don't know if you guys saw it, asking what kind of stuff you'd be interested in your live stream, like the stuff that I would be posting. And it's funny because everybody who does a live show has like their own kind of format. They have their own stuff that they like to do. Slicey Dicey has his thing, and Zach and Big Red, and I don't know exactly what I wanted to do. Hey Barry, what's going on, man? I don't know exactly what I wanted to do with this, and what the point of doing live feeds. It's just something that I never done and wanted to do something different. Anyway, I asked a bunch of questions. What would you guys like to see? And a lot of the people were saying they wanted to see long-term follow-ups, which is interesting. And it happens to be something that, when you see a review on a channel, sometimes I get a comment about a video I made like 3 or 4 years ago, and maybe not that long, but and I'll be like, shit, I don't really feel that way about the knife anymore. So, so yeah, it's good to do some of those things. So we're going to talk about the steel will here, the Shaola, which was my favorite knife of 2019, and I'll tell you how it stacks up against some of the good ones from this year. But first, let's just talk about this guy right here. So this is the SOG Stout. This is from our buddy Mikkel Williamson, and this is my first one of his knives that I've had in a long time. Yeah, comparison reviews can be good. Um, I struggle to do comparison reviews. I end up just babbling and not really having a point. um, but yeah, this is the Stout, and this is a stainless steel frame lock, D2 steel. The only place where this is available right now is from SOG's website, so it hasn't made it to distributors yet. I purchased it from SOG's website because I knew I wanted to get my hands on it, and yeah, there's a like olive green scale available with a satin blade, and that's the one that Blade Banter had on his video. And no, this is D2. So, yep, this is like a Chinese produced D2, good flipper. I mean, everything that Jeremy too. I don't know if you're joking, man. I have about one Tanto in my collection. So I don't know that I could do a Tanto top five, but so, oh, that's a good question. I'll get back to that in like just a second. So, so yeah, I knew I wanted to get a hold of this knife just because, it sort of resembled and had a lot of the same kind of feel as, yeah, I knew you were going to say that if you were here for sure. But I don't know, it's got a pretty sweet like secondary bevel. It's super thin here, so I think it's going to cut just fine. And you guys know, if you watch my reviews, you know how I am. I'm not really like the heaviest user, so like, I mean, I use my knives, but I don't have needs where, it has to be something that just endures as far as edge retention. I love the nice stuff as much as anyone, but I don't fool myself into thinking that it's something that I require for my daily use. Um, As far as how long before I can really come up with a um, 55 bucks on SOG's website. It will most likely be cheaper once it hits retailers. So that's sort of how that usually works. So it'll probably be, I'd say, like 45 bucks. How long it takes me to come up with an opinion, it depends on the knife, and it depends on how much I use it, you know, when I first get it. Because sometimes, you know, just over the course of time, there's certain things that can happen with a knife. And I'll pull out the Shaula here, actually, a steel will. This is not the Shaula. This is the Shaula. This is the dude. Their names on their knives are just crazy. The Skilla, I can't pronounce any of their damn names. But I knew about this knife the first day that I carried it because I beat the heck out of it the first day that I carried it. So I knew I loved it. I knew it was going to perform. I knew it was everything I needed it to be. So sometimes it's the first day. Sometimes it takes a little bit more time. That's why, you know, a lot of the time with what's up, Zach? What's up, man? It's good to see you, buddy. That's why a lot of the times with some of the knives that I pick up, it just takes me a while to post a review, and I just have extra time to figure it out. Sometimes I know within minutes, you know, if I like a knife. So, all right, let me bring the Skilla back out. So if you haven't seen this one, it is in oddball. So it's sort of, I called it in my review, I called it like a good transitional knife for someone trying to get into front flippers because it's got like a thumb stud, but you can open it like a front flipper. So you have that, but you could also just like flick it like a thumb stud. So it's sort of odd in the bottom of the pocket that way. And for some people, I'm sure that would be you know, a negative, but I actually really like it. So yeah, we got some good people in this. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you taking the time, you know. At least none of us right now, while we're doing this, we're not getting any notifications. Did you vote today? You should vote today. Do your civic duty. Not that you shouldn't, but you know. But anyway, back to the stout. So this is stainless steel frame lock. One thing that I like, and I can say this about just about every Mikkel Williamson design that I've held, is it doesn't feel like the brand that it's from. It feels like a Mikkel Williamson. Does that make sense to anyone? Like, I don't know if there's other designers that you feel that way about, but like I had one of his knives from Kaiser. It wasn't like any other Kaiser. I did not I have not had a lot of interest in SOGs for a long time. Just not very many of their knives appealed to me. And this one, you know, I figured if there was one that was going to be really nicely built and put together, that it would be this one. And so far, I mean, let's do some size comparisons, bring in some other small stuff. So here it is next to a squid. I wish I had a Pilar. I'm sure that's the knife that everybody's going to ask about because it does have that same like forward choil and you know, mini grip right here, and then just basic size, but totally different philosophy. Here is the CRKT Pete. These sort of look similar. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yeah, but the thing about the big difference here is, I mean, we've got it's a secure enough knife here in the CRKT, but I mean, when we're looking at like what the point of these two knives are. This is a little bit of a tank, and the Pete is, you know, like I said before, it's going to get everything done that I need to get done for the most part. But this is a much more like small task kind of knife. And this is a knife that if you're Ray or you're someone who's living in a place that maybe you can't carry a larger knife, but you still want something like robust and sturdy, at least first impression, this feels pretty darn good. Yeah, so that's that. I was pretty excited about that one, guys. Just you know, getting something at the end of the year that was a little bit of a surprise and diving into the SOG pool for the first time in a long time. Matthew, what do you mean in terms of Kershaw? What about them? There's a whole lot of stuff from Kershaw. They do not hold back with new models every year. They pump a lot of crap out. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Kershaw. I like a lot of their stuff this year. If that's where we're going with the question, I'd say that of all the major companies, they've been They've been one of the more consistent ones in with their releases this year. The ones I've gotten, I've liked just about all of them. So I feel like this has been a really good year for Kershaw. And yeah, really always excited to see what they do. And I got my first launch knife for, well, my first launch purchase, let's say, because I'd had one in the past that I traded for, but the Launch 11, really good little knife. So, all right, let's transition. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Shaula here because I'm at the point, guys, and I don't know, Zach, if you're still on here, and you guys who have channels, you guys do like top 10 of the year videos, you know? Uh, I did one. I've done one every year, and this won my best knife of the year for 2019. And I'm thinking about it again because I'm putting together my stuff for 2020. And the way I've made this list, I made this list. I made like all probably 20 knives, just bop, 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 of all the ones that are in contention. And then I like asterisked each one that had to be on the list. And 9 of them had to be on the list. So the damn list is almost complete. I don't really know how to figure it out. But then I was trying to compare those. And all right, where would the Shaula really rank versus all the knives from this year? And man, if this had been released this year, or if I had picked it up this year, it would still be at least in the top 3. That's how good of an EDC this is. I mean, this is Steel Will just crushing it, man. I mean, my question for myself is why I don't have more of their knives, because I'm just gonna give a little spoiler alert. The Skilla, or whatever, however the hell you say it, that I had out here a minute ago, that knife is gonna be pretty darn high on the list this year. Um, you definitely should. You definitely should, man. 100%. Yeah, I mean, if you have any inclination to film a video and make videos, you should do it. The worst thing that's going to happen is, you know, I don't know what bad could happen. You learn about yourself. You have some fun. Spend some time doing something that isn't going to hurt anybody. You know, it's a good thing to try to get into, and it's a good way to meet people and find out about yourself. See if you like doing something new. Um, yeah, but anyway, you know, it makes no sense to me that I only have in the past 2 years these 2 Steel Wills, because they're both like so fantastic, fantastic. Um, the Shaula really might be like the best knife that I've picked up in the past couple of years, just in terms of, you know, and we can have the material debate over and over again, and we will, and it's a fun debate to have, to be honest. But just when it comes to the way that a knife is in hand and the way that, you know, a knife is to use and the look of it, and I mean, just being stupid, silky smooth, this thing is pretty much close to the top of the list. I saw something talking about the Astute, huh? This guy right here. Yeah, this one's on the list. This one's definitely on the list. Cat hair and all. Um, the Astute's a cool one. I'm not going to pretend that this has been my favorite year from Spyderco. I think a lot of that is more me changing than Spyderco changing. You know, I think over the past few years, as I've gotten into Spyderco and I've spent a lot of time, I've spent a lot of time like sort of catching up with some of their old models, and I've gotten experience with just about everything that they have. Now, you know, I'm really just looking to the new models when they come out, and you know, I've found, and I've talked about it before, that they just don't have that many brand new designs. So much of the stuff that they're doing is, you know, updated versions and sprint runs and this and that. The Astute is a breath of fresh air, and it's almost frustrating because, you know, they come out with a knife like this and it's fantastic, and I'm like, why can't they just do this 3 or 4 more times over the course of the year and get me a few more knives? Yeah, they're not going to change, man. They are not changing. I mean, they have a formula that's going to make them a lot of money, and they have a very loyal collector base. And I mean, that's good. That's good for them. But you know, I think they do some really good things when they get innovative in terms of design. And I know that they're innovative with steel. I know they're innovative with a lot of things, but I like seeing the new designs. So yeah, Zach, dude, it's a nice thin good little slicer. And this is one that, hey, I mean, I think some people might sleep on it right now, and then when they finally do give it the sprint run and upgrade it, which I'm sure they will, if there's an S35 VN Tenacious, eventually there'll be an S35 one of these, and it will be yeah, and it will be a big seller. And let's give a big shout out to my buddy Stasa23 for the work that he did on this pocket clip, because it's awesome. And the clip on this, big surprise on the Spyderco, but the clip from factory, that clip sucked. So so I've got, yeah, 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 the Astute is it's from their economy line. So it is 8CR Chinese. Um, really good one. Yep. But I really wonder what the decision making process is with just all companies, how they decide like which knife gets the budget treatment, which one, gets the nicer steel or is produced, in the USA versus overseas. Really, really never, really never understand how that decision making process goes. The Stout, where did I put it? God, I lose knives that are right in front of me as I'm getting old here. The Stout, yeah, I mean, uh, first impression of it, it's solid. I mean, I wish I had a little bit more experience with SOG of recent, so that I could tell you guys how it like stacks up to what they've been doing, or how how this sort of fits in with their like most recent knives. But as it is, I mean, it's really solid in terms of construction. The jimping is really good. It feels pretty darn thin here. So Kiefer, I didn't even see you come in, man. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming. So yeah, I mean, first impression is good. Who knows how it's going to actually hold up and perform? I have like not cut anything with it, so but I mean, I think it'll be a good one for them. I don't really understand that clip though. People complain about it, and I don't know. I don't really. It's a functional clip, but yeah, I don't know. The persistence. Yeah, the persistence is the one. Well, everything but the tenacious sort of gets left behind, right? Um, the persistence is a good one. I think, I have right here the ambitious is the smallest one. That's a good one too. But everything but the tenacious from that line really gets left behind. I think the efficient, which isn't like the same style design as the tenacious in these, the efficient has gotten a bunch of like spin-offs and stuff. But hey, Ian, thanks for coming, man. But these other ones haven't really. So, with this one, I had to resort to doing some things myself and finding some aftermarket scales and stuff. But yeah, they're worthy designs. They're strong, solid designs. So I had a buddy who was a huge fan of that UK penknife. You know, Jacob, you know it, man. God, I've been saying it the whole time. Yeah, you're running away from the emails. And was anyone else getting text messages? Like text messages from I don't know, some political group saying, "Do your civic duty, go vote." I didn't get them, but my wife was getting blown up. And then there was that ad there was an ad on YouTube about it that was like, the YouTube ad was, it's not public information who you vote for, but whether you vote is public information, so your neighbors can find out if you didn't vote, so you better vote. Like, what are my neighbors gonna do if I don't vote? I don't know. Oh, hi Pam. Oh, how can I help you tonight? Tell me who to vote for, and I'll go vote for the other person. Oh man. That's really how I feel about stuff like that, guys. It's like, yeah, you have a candidate that you want to support, but like if you hate the other people who support them, then doesn't it make you just want to like go the other side? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how things are going to turn out. I sort of have a feeling that we're all going to be okay at the end of the day if we all just like keep our heads about us. So, The CTS BD1 steel holds a good edge on the UK pen knife. Yeah, and those things from my remembering are pretty darn thin anyway. So I mean, the thing that's cool about some of those things is that like even when you dull them down, they cut pretty well. And speaking of that, I actually I have we're talking about Kershaw for this year, right? So here is like the most budget knife um that I think Kershaw can really put out that I would want to buy. This is the Airlock. Big Red actually gifted this one to me, and by gifted it, he sent it to me for me to check out. And I was like, "Hey, dude, I just want to keep this. Do you really need it back?" And it's a $19-20 knife. 4CR14 is the steel on it, but I mean, it's ground really super thin, and this knife, it just performed, and I mean, it just kept going through cardboard and fighting through cardboard like long after it should have, and it outperformed a lot of the 8CR stuff that I have. So yeah, I mean, like stuff. If you put good steel and then grind it thin, then you're just gonna go and go and never really have a problem. Um, and what I've seen, how does this clip work? It's an interesting one. This is actually, if we take a look at the Launch 11, these are both in-house Kershaw designs, and they're pretty much the same general design. Excuse the shadows. So you can see like a cutout, same basic blade shape. Yeah, the clip, it's a different clip for Kershaw on both of these. It's fine. It's thin. It's not like the deepest carry, but it's functional. It's not really a problem. One thing, the Mallory designed one, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. So like, I'm pretty sure this logo on the Kershaws now means like in-house design, if I'm not mistaken. So what that means is some guy who works for Kershaw designed a knife and isn't going to get credit for it. That's sort of the bummer. So sort of the way that it works. And I remember I went to, when I was at Blade Show 2019, I went to the Kershaw booth and I was talking to them about the decibel and how much I actually enjoyed this odd knife here. And they pointed to the guy who designed it. It was an in-house design, but they pointed to him. And then, hey, Josh, what's up, man? And I went over and I was able to say to the guy who designed the knife, like, hey, man, I think you did a really good job on this thing. And it was very clear by his reaction that he hadn't heard that very often just because nobody knew it was his design. So very cool when people are able to get recognition for what they do. So, yeah. And one other thing that I like about this one right here is that if you see the jimping on it, like once we get to the end of the jimping, you have this like rise, like a ramp. So even if the jimping isn't like the grippiest, you're still sort of locking in. I don't understand why more knives don't do that. It just seems like a simple technique to sort of make it, more ergonomic and lock in even a little bit better. And this $19 knife is able to do it. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So what's everyone carrying? What else do we have going on? Because I sort of went through everything that I wanted to talk to. We're 23 minutes in. I was planning on doing this for about half an hour. So, and I'm trying to think of those poll questions. What else other people were interested in? One of the things about doing like live stuff, and doing videos, there's like a Q&A idea that got brought up. But guys, if there's ever a question about anything regarding knives, just shoot me a question. We don't have to do a full video about it. I'm sort of a open door kind of person when it comes to that. You carry the 940 and the 945, Zach. How am I not surprised? How am I not surprised? I'm super pumped to get that 945 though, because I can't wait and I'm going to dig around for a minute, but I can't wait to compare it to some of the other like Benchmade Osborne knives, Let's see what Osborne's I can dig up right here. What did I think of the Mandalorian premiere? Oh man, it was good. It was good. I really like the identity of the show. You know, if nice dragonfly, nice. Um, I really like the identity of the show, that it's like it's very episodic, and that yeah, there's going to be like a continuous string of like there's an end goal and a place that we're going to get, but each story, sort of is its own thing, and it ties in, but it still is like really focused on what they're doing. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Obviously, the first episode of season two had a couple huge developments, let's say. some some question some questions that Star Wars fans have had for a long time that have been answered. And here we go. Here's the knife I was looking for. Here's the 770. So yeah, I've been wondering how the 770 will compare to the 945, because this is a sweet little um, what's up, OCD? What's going on, man? Of course, there's going to be a mini grip. um, all right, let's see. All the Wii stuff. Yeah, I've gotten into I haven't gotten into too many Wii's, and the reason why, to be honest, is that just less and less I'm having like the budget to spend that kind of money on knives. So I'm not doing very many of those. They've released a couple. What's the God, there's I want to say like the Minax, or one of the new releases that they've had that like looks really really good. And I think the Moat, those knives I mean, they look awesome, and they're just things that I can't get my hands on as often as I like. But yeah, I mean, their production quality has always been pretty darn good. The Wii that I want the most is the one that Ray has, and I can never remember the name of it. It's that little small Warncliffe one that came out last year. That knife is sick. And then yeah, there's a couple older ones that I've really enjoyed just taking a look at, but maybe one day down the road. But yeah, anyway, that 945 though, man, it's one of those things that I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I had never thought about a mini 940. And then as soon as I saw a picture of it, I was like, well, shit, why didn't they do that years ago? So um, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, man. Yeah, you follow Zach on IG, but yeah, you definitely should check out his vids. Yeah, great stuff. Zach, as I want to congratulate Zach, he's branched out quite a bit in the last year, let's say, from just Benchmade stuff to everything now. So yeah, his channel is fantastic, and he's about as generous a guy as you're gonna find in the community. So yeah, really like what he does. And I'm at to the point where, fatherhood and with the way my job is, that I don't I don't get to watch as many videos as I like, but I try to catch his. The SRMs, yeah. So let me bring out the SRMs. We're going to talk some real budget stuff. There are two SRMs that I picked up. And one of them was sent to me by SRM. So SRM San Renmu. Yeah, they sent me this one. They let me choose between these two, and I had them send me this one. So this is going to be given away. Um, I like this one. I prefer this. It's cheaper. That's not really why I like it. I just sort of think the design is a little more fun for me, a little more different than everything else I have in the collection. This is a $20 knife. This is running 8CR. It reminds me of the Akuchi, if any of you guys had that. And um, yeah, I know I like them. They're not perfect. They don't feel like they're uh, that much more expensive than they are. You know what I mean? Where like some of the Ganzos can, fool you and make you feel like they're like $40, $50 knives, like the FH series does sometimes. And we don't need to get in a debate about them, uh, but yeah, so they're not really gonna blow you away as far as that goes, but they're good knives. Does does SRM still make their old stuff? I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that stuff is still available, but I don't know if it's like San Renmu I don't even know if any of this stuff is listed as San Renmu anymore. And I don't know where to find all that stuff. I used to buy it all on Amazon. I know there's that website like DHgate or whatever where people can buy that stuff, but I never used that site just because I thought it was just shady as hell. Um, yeah, is that true? Yeah, it's an ax. Yeah, these are called ambi locks, Zach. Axis locks. Is that true? That Gando's making a $150 knife in the Adamante series? That first one, and I actually have it right here. I just pulled it out. The first Adamante knife. This came out at the beginning of this year. Um, it's a little confusing. It's a good knife. It's a Ganzo, and it seems pretty well made, and I like it. But there's nothing about it that makes it that much better than the stuff that they have that's like way less expensive. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, this is G10 and D2, so yeah, it's definitely not like titanium and S35, but I mean, I don't know, I think that's sort of weird. Uh, what do you guys think? If even if it's a great knife, are you going to spend $150 on a Ganzo, or are you going to spend it on something else? I don't think they have the reputation that I don't know. That's not what I would want to spend that kind of money on if I was going to spend that kind of money on a knife right now. That's just me, you know. Hey guys, all right. Yeah, Slicey Dicey, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? I was talking about Ray being a celebrity. We got yeah, this guy. I'm trying to put together. I actually, none of these, none of these are $150. I got a bone to pick with some of you guys because I'm trying to put together my holiday giveaway, my 3 or 4 knife holiday giveaway. And there's going to be some budget stuff. There's going to be some nicer stuff, sure. But I'm trying to do this, and all you guys have to come out here and do these ridiculous like holiday giveaways yourself, or Slicey Dicey's 20K giveaway. I mean, like the prizes are ridiculous, guys. I can't keep up. I'm not even going to try to keep up. Um, but you guys are doing great things, and obviously, the people appreciate it. And Slicey, you deserve it, buddy, because like I've always said, man, you're on point with your reviews. So, really like it. Really like what you do. I don't have time to watch as many videos as I like to, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but these SRMs, I mean, they're super budget, but I mean, they work and I like them. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, there's some knives that feel like they're super like a lot more expensive than they actually are. These aren't really those, but they're good and they're definitely going to get the job done. I don't know, guys. I don't know where else we want to go. My voice doesn't have that much left in it, I'll tell you that. But um the baby. Oh man, I got to do a review on the baby. I want to get her tabletop, and she's getting too big for that though. She's fantastic. She's 4 months, 4.5 months. She's doing great. She's the best. Oh, now I don't know if you guys saw the video I posted most recently, but I've got this mini grip OCD. Yeah, more mini grip talk. Get used to it. I've got this mini grip that I got a 3D printed scale on, so um, pretty cool. Yeah, dude, it's the best. I I don't know. You hear your parents say, or you hear people say, "Oh, you'll never understand until you have a kid," and you just like sort of write that off because it's like okay, and then it happens, and you're a completely different person, and it's mind-boggling, And what I'll say about it is nothing has helped me understand my parents more than being a parent myself. And God, I was a real crappy kid for a lot of time. But you need to open your videos, or need to open your knives. Your youngest child voted today. That's crazy, man. I can't imagine that. Uh, one day. Yeah, but 3D printed scales for $40, and I don't know how many of you guys have done this, but I've certainly bought a couple sets of scales for knives that costed more than the knife themselves, which is just sort of it just sort of doesn't make sense when you think about it in terms of cost. But yeah, these are 3D printed and they feel sort of plasticky in some regard, but I don't know, it's different and I like the look and fit and finish ain't perfect, but neither are the Benchmade scales anyway. So yeah. Oh, you said it gets fun when they learn to say no. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to that day. I'm looking forward to like Daddy, I love you first, but yeah, I could probably sand them out, and I think like some of the roughness of them though, it isn't necessarily, I don't know, it isn't a bad thing. It sort of fits. Like certainly, and I said in my video, and I don't know if I have the death grip scales nearby right now, but I said in my video, there's no comparison when you like take a nice set of high-end scales and compare it to this, and it can't really be that. But I also, can't necessarily afford to like get a nice brand new set of scales and on every single thing. So this is a good compromise. Yeah. You want to know what's okay? So here we're gonna throw something else out there. So some of my wife's sisters and like their siblings never stopped calling their dad daddy. That's a little strange. So it's got to happen, at some point, and then before Winchester, before it gets a little odd. So yeah, dude, I know about the Astute. I know about the Astute. That's and that's one that that's what's up, Triple E? Yeah, that's one that I mean, I don't know. I think maybe not USA made at any point, but I think that we'll definitely see, upgraded materials, that sort of thing on this knife. I think they knew they had a home run on their hands before they even made this. And again, like I've talked about how this looks like a Ken Onion, and it's the most Ken Onion Spyderco that I've seen since there was a Ken Onion Spyderco. um, so, anyway, guys, I don't know. I think that's all I got. It's not centered though, and that's my fault. But that's really all I got. Just wanted to share that with you. Spend a little bit more time going live. So yeah, I'm gonna get going and get a little bit of rest. Got a big day tomorrow of taking the cat to the vet and just life. So hey Greg, what's up, man? That's you, right? Yeah, glad you're on here. Yeah, thanks for checking it out, and thanks a lot, guys. This has been fun. It's been a good time. So I'll talk with you soon. Best wishes, everybody. Stay safe and take care. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.